Ball.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Here's the starting group for Houston. The post pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. Green is out there with Lonzo Ball, and it's Carr in at the small forward. And for Philadelphia, we've got Alec Burks. George is out there with Batum. Then there's Maxey, and it's Embiid in at the 5 down low. All right, Greg, here we are on the day before Thanksgiving, a very special time of the year. Any favorite Thanksgiving traditions or foods for you or your family?
Oh, Kevin, I'm a sweet potato pie lover, but I tell you, man, I love it all. I can't wait.
Shot's good by Carr. Carr's got the first points up on the board for the Rockets.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
And George kicks to Maxey. George with the screen on Ball. Outside, Maxey. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Houston now, coming in on a 19-game win streak. They're set to achieve something very few teams have ever done. A win tonight would be their 20th win in a row.
This team, I tell you, is doing a heck of a job actually putting their name against some of the best names in the NBA's history. When you talk about winning streaks, I mean, these kind of streaks do not happen often, and there's a lot going right for this group right now.
And here's Carr, following the three-pointer by Nicholas Batum. Carr, an easy 2 points on the layup. Carr's got his second bucket.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here's Burks. What a tremendous game he played against the Clippers. Launches it. It's rebounded by Houston. And so just over a minute and a half played.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws of the game. The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Now here's Embiid. We saw him with 29 points last game.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Carr against Maxey. He takes... Oh!
Man!
What a finish!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Now, here's Green, coming off a solid outing against Minnesota.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
Here's George, and foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
Paul George, one of the most versatile and dynamic players.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
Taking 2 shots.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle.
After the review, the ruling on the floor.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And so it's Houston with it. After the miss from Tyrese Maxey. Knocks down the three ball. Carr's got 11 points.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And the new power rankings, still only the first month of the season. Here's a chance to compare early returns. You take a look at the Thunder. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
Well, I think for Houston, they're just so locked in right now. It doesn't matter who they're playing. I know it's still early in the season, but they may turn out to be the team to beat.
Nice rhythm to that play right there, and George was ready to fire.
Carr against George. And the dunk. By Carr.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that guy.
So here's Burks. The Rockets making the shot. 76ers moving the ball around. Outside, George. Just 4 to shoot. A 3-ball. Ball with the rebound.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
On the wing, Green. Smith outside. Here's the 3. And another 3 for Houston.
And the story here, Kevin, early on, is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Now, here's Batum. He's looking for Embiid and finds him. Not going to go that time. Great defense that time from Şengün. The kick out to Ball. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Bring music, scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
Now, here's Maxey. Scoreless thus far. Inside, Embiid. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Clark looking at the growth and skill set of Şengün. He could be special.
I agree 100%, partner. He's got an instinct for the game that you just can't teach. The passing, the ball fakes, the pace at which he plays, it's all there. Feels like he could have the same kind of development trajectory as Jokic. We'll see.
Now Maxey following the miss by Lonzo Ball from deep.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
Maxey against Carr.
Oh, Mercy, mercy me.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. All reads checked in for Embiid. Houston with a big group substitution here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Şengün. Porter comes in for Jabari Smith. Thompson, he's checked in for Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Lonzo Ball. Houston leading by 17. Thompson for the triple. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at Philadelphia, down at 10th in the early going, looking to make a move up in the standings.
Right now for Philadelphia,
They're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year.
A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing that perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
Now here's Porter. And here's Carr. Last game, an incredible scoring display for him.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Philadelphia with the ball. The Rockets making the shot. George with the bucket.
George takes the contact, but good body control there allows him to finish.
Drummond with a screen on George. Into the lane, and the dunk by Carr.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
The finish, and the dunk by Carr.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Here's George. Following the score by Houston. Reed a screen on Carr. He gets that one. George has got his third basket of the night right there.
Really difficult to contain Paul George in these pick and roll sets.
Oh, the power on that throwdown.
Goodness. That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
He's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
No coverage that time. George has got 9.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel Embiid, but Coach Nick Nurse says they have to maximize him in different ways. Nurse said unpredictability is the key. We have to relieve some of the pressure. Guys are overplaying and sending multiple players at him. We have to find easy baskets out of it. Kevin?
Makes a lot of sense, David. Thank you. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Maxey. Averaging about 31 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And really, he sets the table for this team with his playmaking.
Unselfish, at times to a fault. He just makes everybody around him better.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. James Wiseman, he's checked in for Batum. Walter comes in for George. And it's Sam Merrill in for Burks. Merrill with the ball. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And the dunk by Reed.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive pass in the middle.
Here's Carr. Fires the 3. And another 3 for Houston.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Reed a screen on Thompson. Pass to Walter. Fires the 3. And the 3 ball is good.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Well, he only plays one way, and that's full throttle, all day, all the time, cold-blooded and lethal.
No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. Rockets ahead, delivering the blowout. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Paul Reed. George comes in for Evan Fournier. Alec Burks checked in for Sam Merrill. And Maxey subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Taking a look at the Rockets, we've got Alperon Şengün. Michael Porter's out there with Carr. Then there's Amen Thompson. And it's Van Vliet in at the point guard position. Outside, George. Embiid with a screen on Porter. And a deep three from George. Şengün with the rebound. Şengün's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
It's George on the wing. Bangs home the trifecta. George has got 12 in the game.
There is no slowing down Paul George. A volcanic eruption from PG tonight.
Stolen by George. Burks with it. Picked up by Thompson. It's rebounded by Carr. Carr's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Out to Thompson. Pass to Carr. Back to Thompson. Misses the 3. The 76ers trail by 21. And here's George for 3. That's no good. He's 5 of 10 from the field. For the Houston Rockets, they won their last contest in that game against the Timberwolves at Target Center.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, you know, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena, and they proved it that game.
Pass to Burks from deep. The shot's good on the assist by George. Burks has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Here's Carr. Plays it up and banks it in. Carr's got 32 points.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Reedy's checked in for the 76ers. Well, games so often come down to free throws, and when that's the case, these are the players you want at the line. The best free throw shooting 2 guards in the NBA. Second, Alec Burks.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the 2-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
Yeah, I don't care what their position is, guys. I mean, they deserve a bunch of credit for those numbers. Each one of them is just so clutch at the foul line.
6 on the shot clock. Outside, Porter. Hands it from downtown. Porter's got 9. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Mid-range, no problem for PG. He's really improved as a shooter.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Drummond's checked in for Houston. And it's Van Vliet with the ball for the Houston Rockets. Pass to Carr. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
Dropping an absolute dime, it's really Van Vliet's specialty. He loves sharing the sugar.
And Philadelphia has possession. Greg, what's the key thing Fred Van Vliet brings to this offense?
I feel like he's really a centering presence, Kevin. The guys can look to him to call the play, to give them their orders, and trust that he's setting them up for success.
The three. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, and that one, they just locked it down defensively. Challenge. Shots and really protected the rim.
Boy, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit, getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
And looking at that replay again, just a big-time block right there.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Pass to Maxey. Carr against George. Fires from the wing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Driving in. Shots good by Carr. Carr's got 36.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Batum sets a screen for George. Back to Maxey. 4 on the clock. Outside for George. The 76ers again can't hit it.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
Height and good floor vision make Thompson an effective playmaker.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Maxey finds George. Fires from deep. Thompson with the rebound.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Chalk up 2 there. Carr's got 40 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
George with the bucket.
Because he's a stretch floor with a reliable and consistent three, George adds a lot to this offense.
Here's Carr. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And he has 42.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
And so it's the Houston Rockets with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Here with Nick Nurse. Coach, the efficiency wasn't there in the first half. What adjustments do you need to make?
I thought we got pretty good shots, and if we're not going to score, it makes getting our defense set up difficult. So we got to keep shooting them. Hopefully we start making some of them.
You can't score until you shoot, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. A clinic in execution so far, as it's been a dominant showing for the Houston Rockets.
Man, this offense is in rhythm right now. They're moving the ball, moving without the ball. Everything looks exactly the way they drew it up.
Yeah, this one might already be over.
All right, now, still early on, but let's check out the Western Conference standings.
Taking a look at Houston, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things, and I gotta say they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I gotta say, they are making it look easy here in this early part of the season, at least. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.